7. 6, 6 I think you're going to find is fairly easy. And so if you notice, basically we've already kind of talked about this key concept that they have in the book. So I don't know if you're going to need to write it down. Basically what they're saying is that if you have, in this case, 27 to the 1/3, that just means the cube root of 27. If you would have negative 16 to the 1/2 power, that means the square root of negative 16. And so we've talked about that before. And so if you look at our first example, it says to write in radical form. So in radical form means they want you to put it with the square root sign. Okay, that's what the radical is. And so it says x to the 1/6. So what's that going to be? X here, and then the 6 over here. Good. And that's x to the 1/6. And that's all you have to do. There's no catch. So let's look at the next one, d to the 7/4. Now this one's a little different because it's not 1 over 4, it's 7 over 4. So I'm taking the 4th root, right? Because that's the denominator. Where do you think I'm going to put the 7?
In with the D?
In with the d. Okay. So basically you're putting the denominator outside, the numerator inside. All right, so let's go and look at another one. This said write in exponential form. So this is what we're going to do is we're going to do the reverse. So we're given a radical. We need to write it in exponential form with an exponent. So what's this one going to be? Y to the 1/5. Yeah, I kind of tripped on that one a little bit. There you go. Y to the 1/5. What's this one going to be?
C to the -5.
Yep, c to the -5/3. Good. Remember what I said, denominator outside, the numerator is inside, so that will be c to the -5/3. So any questions over writing in radical or exponential form?
No.
Fairly straightforward? Okay, so then now what we're going to do is we're going to look at how you simplify expressions. So I want you to go ahead and write down what you think. Okay, I want you to write down what you think the answer to the first one is. What do you think it is? A to what power? 6/7. Now all you're going to do there is add the 2/7 and the 4/7. That's all right. All you do is add it. Okay, so before we had a problem like this. A squared times a to the 4th. And so what you had done then is you'd say, oh, well that's got to be a to the 6th. So you're doing the same thing here just with fractions. The exact same problem. All right, let's look at this next one. What does that negative exponent mean that you do? You put it in the denominator. Now we've got a problem because if you remember, I don't let you have roots in the denominator. And so in this case, we've got to somehow get rid of that 5/6. We can have just a b, we just can't have a b to the 5/6 power. And so what I need to do is rationalize that, so I need to get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by b to the 1/6. Now why did I pick 1/6 as opposed to 5/6?
Because if you add 5/6 and 1/6,
If you add 5/6 and 1/6, it makes 1. Okay, so you're putting whatever exponent here, when I add it to 5/6, it's going to give me 1. So on the top, I'm going to be left with b to the 1/6. On the bottom, I'm going to be left with b. And that is your final answer. So far, so good? We've got one more slide we're going to look at today, and then that'll be it. Here we go. The 4th root of 27 over 3. The 4th root of 27 over 3. Oh, you know what? I wrote that wrong. I forgot a root 3. Okay, I was wondering, I was looking at that, I was like, there's not really much you can do there. There we go. So on the top, what does that simplify to be? It's 27 to the 1/4, right? On the bottom, what do I have? 3 to the 1/2. So now I need to think, okay, because that's what the square root of 3 is. Okay, whenever you have a square root, it's always the 1/2 power. So then now I need to think, okay, I've got the numbers 27 and 3. What do I know the relationship between 27 and 3 is? Okay, yeah, and so if I think about that, is there a way that I could write 27 as a power of 3? What would it be? 27 would be 3 to what power? 3 to the 3rd, yeah. Somebody who said 3, you were right. Okay, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So now, what do I have in the bottom? Or in the top? 3 to what power? What'd you say? Oh. 3 to what power?
On the top or the bottom?
On the top. Because on the bottom you can't. Well, 3 to the what fourth? 3/4. Good. Okay, because you're taking 3 times 1/4. So then now we need to simplify, because what can't we have in this problem? You can't have a square root in the denominator. So what am I going to multiply by? 3 to the 1/2. So on the top, I get 3 to what power? What's 3/4 plus 1/2? 5/4, right? On the bottom, what do you get? You get 3, right? Is that in simplest form? No. What would simplest form be? 5/4 on the top, 1 on the bottom. What's your net result? 5/4 on the top, 1 on the bottom. What's your net result? What'd you say? 3 to the 1/4 power. Now, I want you to go back to that light blue step. I want you to go back to the light blue step. And I want you to tell me, what could I have done in that light blue step that could have jumped me all the way here to the orange step? You could just subtract them, that's right. So it's one of those things that you need to kind of be aware as you're going through the problem. Okay, because we could have actually, from the light blue step, went to the orange step and been done. We wouldn't have had to do the green and the yellow step. So it's kind of one of those things. There's multiple ways to do the problems. Some of them are going to be more efficient than others. Okay, so from this light blue step, I could have subtracted and went here. Otherwise, I still got there the same way. So it's one of those things you're just going to have to watch and see. If you do the problem different from somebody else and get the same answer, that doesn't mean you're wrong. So let's go ahead and look at this next one. At this next one, what I'm going to do is break this down into 2 parts. Right? We've looked at this before. So can somebody tell me what I'm going to get from the cube root of 64? 4. Then what am I going to get? Nice job. That's it.
An easy one.
Alrighty, so today, first of all, are there any questions? Just kind of one of those, just kind of have to keep working. Here's your assignment. 16 through 50, the evens, not number 38. 16 through 50, the evens, not number 38. And you know what? I will even cut off for you.
Thank you.
I'll even cut off for you number 42. Okay?
So this is due tomorrow?
Due tomorrow. Shouldn't take you that long. You've got time now to work. I suggest you use it.